So last night I got pulled over by the Thai police in Phuket. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Even after 4 years of living in Thailand, I still think it's very, very scary getting pulled over by the police here because, frankly, anything can happen. But last night I learned a really important lesson, and this might just save you if you ever find yourself in a situation like this. Firstly,
Yeah, so what's up with them, Expat D? I tell you what, I've been in the same situation. I've been in the same situation where I got pulled over by the cops in Thailand a couple of times. And I'll tell you what, I feel like there's more of a trend of people getting pulled over a lot more, particularly foreigners. And the rules kind of seem like it's stacked against us, and I'll be breaking that down. So my personal experience, it's been the motorbike thing. So I get motorbikes when I go to Thailand, and I noticed that they don't really enforce rules for everyone. And when you think about it, um, if you see a bunch of people that are going by, who do you target, right? So I'm noticing the last time I went to Thailand, riding a scooter, they were cracking down a lot on helmets, and they were cracking down on whether if you had a driving license or not. Let's hear more what he have to say, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about my experience.
this is the second time I've been pulled over by the police in the past 2 weeks. Both times I'd done nothing wrong, but whereas the first time I ended up in a police station, the second time.
So I'll tell you what, this is something, right? When he says he ended up in the police station, I got stopped by the cops there in Thailand twice. I think it was twice. And none of them ended up in the police station. It started by them asking me, it's like you have to decode what they're saying. Like I got pulled over the first time, this is like a year ago, and the cop said to me, "Do you want to go to the police station?" And it's like he said it more than once, right? It's like almost like they're talking in code. He said, "Do you want to go to the police station? Do you want to go to the police station?" And I said, "No." And so then he basically then he like asked for like a bribe, right? And so I did, right? Like the bribe wasn't super expensive. It was like 20 or 30 bucks, something like that. And then that's it. Right? Let's hear what he has to say.
Last night I didn't. And here is what I did last night that I should have done 2 weeks ago. If you ever get pulled over by the police in Thailand, don't get defensive. Don't get aggressive.
Yeah, I agree. Don't I agree what he's saying. Don't get defensive. So I noticed like when you see what's going on, it can maybe cause you to get aggressive or offensive, right? You might be like, "Hey, why'd you pull me over? You're only pulling over foreigners, or you're only this, or you're only that." And I agree. It's good to just keep cool and just listen to what's going on. It's really, there's a trade-off. That's the way I'd like to put it. And I'll break it down like this. One of the reasons why I personally like going to Thailand is because it is cheap and it's easy for you to get set up quickly and affordably. So I'll give you an example. If I were to go to America, let's say over the summer, you want a place to stay. Ooh, if you want an Airbnb, I don't even know if you can Airbnb under like $4,000 a month. It is expensive. If you go hotel, goodness, it's hard to get anything like, think about it. If you get a hotel for $100 a day, which is like, that's getting very difficult in the States. That might be like a really cheap motel nowadays. You add that times that by 30, that's $3,000 a month. So consider, right? You go somewhere like Thailand, right? And I'm not even talking about, let's say you need transportation. You want to rent a car. A rental car may cost $1,200, $1,500 a month. Okay, so all the things that you need to get set up in the States, it's expensive. When you go to a place like Thailand, you can get you can get an Airbnb. It just depends if it's one, two bedrooms, how many people, area. I mean, you can get things for, you know, $5, $6, $700 a month. You can get cheaper. You can get more expensive. All depends on the area and the city in Thailand and all that stuff. But the point is, you've got options. Now, when you talk about motorbikes, I got a motorbike. It was like $4 or $5 a day. That's it, right? Now, granted, I didn't have like the proper license and all that stuff, so I know what I'm getting myself into. But it's the fact that I can do this so quickly and cheaply. I could be there in a day. I got a place, I got transportation. The place I have is furnished. Boom, boom, boom. Get you a little pay as you go, month to month SIM card, or put at the credits that you need on there. SIM card. Boom, boom, boom. We're ready to go. We got a place to stay. We got transportation. We got a phone, internet. Boom, boom, boom. We're rocking and rolling, right? That's it. So it's almost a trade-off. If I get stopped by the cops and it's whatever, 10, 20, 10, 15, $20, $30, I'd take that trade-off rather than being in the States and having to pay $1,200, $1,500 a month for transportation. I'm doing it for a man, 100, $200 or whatever, 4 times 30, whatever, 120, 150 a month, depending on the type of scooter I get. So that's a trade-off that you can take, when you look at it from the bigger picture. But I understand where this guy is coming from. You might look at it and be like, wait a minute, why are you stopping me? Because when you look at the things that you get pulled over for, when you talk about scooters, when I was in Thailand, man, I saw kids riding scooters. When I mean kids, I mean like they look like they're like 6th, 7th grade riding a scooter. So where's their You're not going to ask them for a license, but you're going to ask me for one, right? So that's that looks a little bit fishy, right? But will I trade that, right? Would I trade paying $30 if I get stopped by a cop, or 20 or whatever? Yeah, just to have the ability to be able to do it.
Don't try and smile, be friendly, and understand that they've got a job to do. If you know any Thai, speak some Thai, just engage in a little bit of conversation while they do what they need to do. Thai culture is all about politeness. And one thing I've learned after living here for so long is that politeness will serve you a lot better in Thailand than honesty ever will.
Yeah. So in other words, politeness takes you a long way. I mean, when I got pulled over, to be honest with you, I just played dumb. They said, where's your license? Yeah. What do you mean? License? Right? License? What? I just go and pull out random stuff, right? I'm just like pulling up like receipt for the motorbike. I'm pulling up like just random stickers and stuff. Sorry, right? Whatever. I pay my little money and we keeps it moving, man. It's not that big of a deal when you look at it in perspective, right? But yeah, it does make sense to understand the culture, because that's something that you easily can get mad at and frustrated. Hey, why are you only picking on us and doing it? Man, just roll with it, man. That's part of being in another country. Just kind of roll with it, man, and move on, right? So we've had similar experiences. I've got pulled over twice. Both times, and I'll tell you what, the first time, I kind of knew what was happening. The second time it happened, um, I negotiated, right? He asked for a certain amount of money. I said, oh, I don't have it. Um, I only have this. Is this okay? And then, shoot, I think I paid like, it was like $10, right? It was cheap. And he took it, fine, whatever. You move on, live another day, right? Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. If you're in another country and you have to deal with the cops, just know like you're not in America or you're not in the UK or whatever, and you might have to pay a bribe. Part of the chalk it up to the game. There's certain things when you go overseas, certain things. One thing you got to learn, you got to chalk some stuff up to the game. Everything is not going to be perfect, but the pros would typically greatly outweigh the cons. And that's what this game is all about. You know what I mean? Like in Thailand, you do get cheap living. You get, it's affordable. You get good value for your money, a lot of fun, a lot of things to do. Everything else, these little minor things, chop it up to the game. That's what it is. Anyway, I'm Expat D. Hey, like, share, subscribe if you like this content. Let's get this channel to grow. And that's all I got. Peace and I'm out.